go global now with Ladi Williams.
Good morning, Ini. Let's get a check now what's playing out in the global space. Now, we'll start off with fashion. We see Prada, they've announced that they've acquired Versace, bringing two major Italian luxury fashion houses under one roof. The $1.38 billion deal expands Prada's portfolio of designer brands, including Miu Miu, as it seeks to compete with rivals, including French luxury fashion conglomerate LVMH, which owns Dior and Fendi, in addition to Louis Vuitton. The move comes after designer Donatella Versace stepped down as the brand's creative chief in March after 27 years at the fashion company, known for its glamorous styles and the iconic Medusa head logo. Prada mentions proceeds from the sale will help cut debts for Capri Holdings, Versace's former parent company. Prada's agreed price is well below the $2.15 billion that Capri Holdings paid in 2018 to acquire Versace, a brand that has since faced sluggish sales. All right, let's get a check on other matters now. After issues with top-selling jet in aviation, Airbus lowered its commercial aircraft delivery target to around 790 aircraft for 2025 due to a supplier quality issue impacting fuselage panels on its A320 family of jets. The world's largest plane maker previously expected to deliver around 820 commercial aircraft this year. The popular A320 overtook the Boeing 737 in October as the most delivered model in history. Airbus engineers have found defects on a wider set of A320 fuselage panels as they prepare to inspect hundreds of jets. A presentation to airlines seen by journalists, around 40% of the affected jets are still in assembly lines. The affected parts have the wrong thickness following a process of stretching and milling carried out by Seville-based Softtech Aero, a presentation that showed that those panels were quite soft for the use. Then looking at the FX market now, the dollar has become today, though investors are looking ahead to 2026. We're starting to position for U.S. rate cuts to weigh on the greenback, while Bitcoin recouped some of its losses and hovered near a two-week high. A sharp rebound for Bitcoin helped investors get in the mood for taking on a bit of more risk at this time. The biggest cryptocurrency by market value rose 2% today to a two-week high of about $93,000 after a 6% rise in the previous session. All right, to other matters now. After hitting a two-week high, the wider crypto market seeks a sustained recovery from a weeks-long sell-off. Bitcoin had slumped at the start of December after a woeful November when it fell more than $18,000 as record amount of money rushed out of market. Its largest dollar loss since May 2021 when a number of cryptocurrencies collapsed. The original cryptocurrency rose as much as 2.5% to about $93,900. It's still holding on. Ethereum also, struggling at this time. A major, cryptocurrencies. A lot to unpack there. We'll give you more updates on what's playing out in the market later at 1:30. Then we'll see a leading think tank has warned Rachel Reeves that tight government spending and higher taxes will restrict consumer expenditure. Despite its predicting the UK economy will grow at a faster pace than France, Germany, Italy next year. Analysts at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, that's the OECD, they said the government's ongoing fiscal consolidation, meaning higher taxes and reduced government spending, would act as a headwind to the UK economy, with past tax and spending adjustments weighing on households' disposable income and slowing consumption. The Paris-based organization predicted that the UK economy will expand by 1.2% next year, while the big three Eurozone economies would each fail to reach 1%. The Chancellor, who's put an emphasis on growing the UK economy, announced a £26 billion worth of tax rises in its last week's budget, with measures including a freeze on income tax thresholds that will leave 1.7 million people paying more, taking the tax burden to an all-time high. And that's according to the Office for Budget Responsibility. That's the OBR. All right, the United Kingdom, they're in discussions to extend a $1 billion debt guarantee to South Africa, a crucial climate finance pledge that is nearing its expiry without having been used by Pretoria. The delay highlights the significant challenges facing South Africa's ambitious transition away from coal. $1 billion guarantee approved in late 2023 is a key component of the broader $8.3 billion Just Energy Transition Partnership, or JETP, agreed upon by South Africa and several of the world's wealthiest nations in 2021. The deal is intended to help the coal-dependent country finance its shift to a greener economy and rescue its reliance on fossil fuels. However, the deadline for the UK's guarantee is fast approaching and is set to expire at the end of the year, and South Africa has yet to activate it at this time. Now, we see China and Russia, they agreed Tuesday to fully implement the important consensus reached between the two heads of state on strategic security and advanced bilateral strategic coordination towards higher quality. All right, that's it on the global space.